Welcome to the Global Dairy Platform Year of the Women Farmers series. I'm Sophie Gregory, a dairy farmer from the UK, and across this series we'll be speaking to women from around the world about the realities of farming, feeding communities, building businesses and driving environmental progress within very different systems. From nutrition to sustainability, small herds to large-scale operations. This series is about celebrating the women behind the milk and the shared values that connect farmers globally. Thanks for coming along for the ride. So our next episode of the Global Dairy Women series is Nikki, and I'm so excited to have her here today. Nikki, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Sophie, thank you so much for inviting me. So, I'm Nikki Chaudhary and I'm from India. I am founder of Mango Dairies, which is based out in village Uttar Pradesh, in northern part of India. So I'm involved in dairy since 2011 after completing my post graduation from UK. I returned to India to rural uh, because I and my husband we realized that agriculture and especially dairy being such an important sector for our country.
Where did you study in the UK? Where were you when you were over here?
Yes, I studied in University of Surrey, Guildford.
Oh, oh wow, how fun's that? That's brilliant. And what does your farm look like today then? How many cows is it? What time does your day start? Like where does the milk go? Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, so at my farm, we have about 25 cows and buffaloes in total and about 250 300 liters of milk production per day. And but I work with about 40-50 dairy farmers from whom I am collecting milk and converting it into value added products that we then sell to market. So my day begins at 5 a.m. because our milk procurement starts, our milking at dairy starts. So there is a lot of activity that goes into morning. Yes.
Wow. So it's quite a similar time of day to us here in the UK, but mainly for different reasons because you're starting to produce then as well, produce the products. And where are they selling the milk then, or the products? What sort of products are you making, Nikki?
Yeah, so we make cottage cheese, curd, um ghee, butter, and khoya, from which we make a lot of sweets in India. So yeah, these are the major ones, and now we will start making cheese hopefully soon.
Amazing. And is it you and your husband, the business?
Yeah, so majorly I am the one who is looking after, but yes, I have support from my husband also.
Oh, amazing. And where do you sell the products from the farm or do you sell them in local shops or where do they go? Where does Mango Dairy's products go?
Yes, so a lot of our products go to retailers, shops, and we also sell to hotels and restaurants.
Wow. And it's new so dairy I was really lucky 2 years ago to do a Nuffield farming scholarship and it took me they sponsor you to travel the world to look at a topic and mine was dairy the future of organic dairy and I went to Sri Lanka, which was incredible as part of my trip. And there, nutritionally, dairy is so important. And I couldn't believe actually the reliance on. Is it very normal for families to have their own cow? So to not sell the milk and just have a cow for their, like we had here in a few generations ago, people would have their own cow, like a house cow. Is that quite normal in India? Do people have their own cow for their own
Yes,
family?
yes. See, India, yes. In India, dairying is majorly operated as a subsistence activity, where a lot of milk goes back to the farmer. So only the surplus milk that is left he sells to market because we have lot of small and marginal farmers who are producing milk. So you can say yes, major part of it is consumed by the farmer that produces it.
Yeah, see, that's really interesting. It's so different to the UK now. and
Yeah.
incredible to see it develop. Do you do any work outside, Nikki, of the dairy enterprise? Do you do any, because I know you do some ambassador work. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, I because as I said, I'm involved in the rural area, so it is very important for me also to get connected with lot of people outside, and I try to bring as much help and connections possible into rural, because without that kind of help it is very difficult to expand and scale up with majority of farmers that we want to work with. So I keep writing lot of blogs on agriculture in India, lot of blogs on dairy sector in India, and I was glad that I was invited to Food and Agriculture Organization headquarters, United Nations, thrice, where I met Ambassador Netherlands, and very fortunately, Netherlands has been supportive to us, because Netherlands is very has very promising dairy sector, and their dairy expert have visited my farm and stayed with us and trained lot of dairy farmers here in this region. So yes, I do lot of those activities to bring help and assistance in my area.
That's amazing, Nikki. It's so important, isn't it? Because I think we can learn a lot from each other. There's
Yes,
probably
yes.
things that what things that you do that we can learn, and vice versa. I went to an amazing project in Indonesia that Denmark are helping with, and it was incredible to see the like uplift in production. Like they really were, since having the genetics and since the knowledge exchange, it was just pretty incredible. So that knowledge exchange is so essential, isn't it, to dairy? And is dairy farming in women quite common, Nikki, in India? Do a lot of the women involved in the dairy farming?
Yes. So, compared to any other agriculture sector that you take in India, in dairy farming, about 90 to 95% involvement is of women farmers.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. And are they the ones day to day looking after the cows?
Yes,
Is
they
that
are
their
the ones doing
responsibility?
everything, everything. From feeding to, rearing, bathing, milking animals. Yeah, on entire work.
Amazing. And with you, so it must have been really hard work setting up a dairy like you have done. What's been your hardest moment and what's kept you going? So where was your hardest moment and you thought, oh, maybe I can't do this anymore? And what kept you like driving forward?
Uh, Sophie, th- yes, my initial establishment to several years into dairy were very challenging and very hard. Uh, the region where I am in, we didn't have good know-how on efficient and sustainable milk production. So I had to travel hundreds of kilometers to a developed region in India which is known for dairy farming, and that's only one state in India that we have, to learn about basics of good milk production. Even though I'm telling you we are the largest milk producer, but we are not very, we do not have good know-how on milk production. Then we do not have good genetics, good breed of cows and buffaloes. So bringing that kind of genetics from selective farms uh, in other states again was very challenging for me, very challenging, very costly, time consuming. And then when I brought these animals here, we didn't have organized market where I could sell the produce. So we were into losses like many other farmers, because the cooperative that we have here in this state was almost defunct. It couldn't work, and it also collapsed kind of thing. So then market access was very difficult, and hence this mango dairies was formed, where we said, okay, nobody is doing, we have to start this milk processing unit, we will make milk products and we will find market, and we will help other farmers to overcome challenges that we personally went through.
That's amazing, Nikki. You've done such a good job, and you're still so early in your career as well. To think how far you've come in this period of time. Is the co-op structure quite common in India to sell milk? Do most people sell any surplus they have through co-ops? Is it very common in India for people to sell their milk through co-ops if they have any surplus? Is that quite common?
Um, yes, cooperatives. Yeah, we have cooperatives in almost every state. So whatever surplus milk they have, usually it is sold to cooperatives because market access and the kind of time it takes to sell that little extra produce uh, is very energy and time consuming. So then cooperatives are the ones that people farmers sell milk to.
Yeah. And who are the people who drink the most dairy in your country? Is it the elderly or is it the children or is everyone? Are you a big milk drinking country?
Yeah, we are also the largest milk consumer because we are the largest, we have the highest population in the world. So yeah, we have very high percentage of young population. So yes, children, young ones are the major consumers. But yeah, per capita milk consumption is still very low.
And is that culture is that because culturally that you guys don't drink milk culturally, or is it just as the country develops?
Naturally, but the problem is, you know, very large percentage of population is below poverty also. So we have to consider that. So majorly, lot of people, if they are drinking milk, they are drinking milk. They are not consuming other milk products like cottage cheese, which is expensive, curd. So small quantity of milk is consumed that ways. Yeah.
That's amazing. And it'll be interesting how that develops as your country develops as well. We often see people turn to milk and to dairy, don't we, as a country develops. What's your biggest barrier at the moment, Nikki? What's your biggest barrier to expanding and growing your business? Is the government supportive, or is it just getting the cows?
See, like from I think I have mentioned this at various forums, agricultural forums in India and internationally. We talk a lot about making agriculture sustainable, making our farmers efficient, but ultimately we do not see much finance and capital coming to rural areas. Like I am an entrepreneur working in agriculture, but it's not at all easy for us to get access to those kinds of finances or funds that entrepreneurs like us need, because a lot of money goes into sectors which can make huge amount of profits, but we need to give some attention to sectors which are very important, need immediate attention even though profitability is low.
And Nikki, what does sustainability mean to you as a farm? We talk about sustainability across the world, and it looks so different in whatever country you're in. What does sustainability mean to you?
Sustainability means that we need to do justice on various aspects whenever whatever business we are into. For instance, if it is dairy, it is important that our farmers are profitable, they are environmentally, they are economically sustainable, they are making money. Two, we are not harming our environment, meaning if I have a cow, we should be able to take good milk production from that cow. It's not that we are just feeding and not taking anything, so we need to work in that way. And whatever output that comes from our dairy, for instance it is manure, cow dung, cattle manure, it should go into our agricultural fields to make soil health to improve soil health. And similarly, for like in what I have done in my region is I have implemented this tree crop livestock integration model. So we grow trees, beneath trees we grow fodder. That fodder goes to dairy for dairy cattle. The output from cows, which is manure, comes back to the fields, goes into making good soil health. So this is environmental sustainability, and we have to keep improving our genetics, cattle genetics, so that milk productivity improves. Now we have so much, we have more than I think 90 million animals. From that we are taking uh, milk which comes from much lesser cattle population in America, and America has much more milk production. So we are not environmentally sustainable.
Yeah, Nikki, it's so interesting because I think every country is thinking about sustainability, but it looks so different on the ground depending where you are. What do you think as a dairy farmer in India you share with other dairy farmers around the world? What do we all have in common?
Um, yeah, we have this huge responsibility of working in a way which positively impacts our future generation. This is very important sector if we talk about nutritional security of people on earth. Uh, we have to take care of our methane emissions, because yes, dairy also has good carbon footprint. So yeah, we share responsibility of food, ensuring food security and environmental security both.
Fantastic. And what is one thing in your country that do really well in dairy? Like what is one thing you're really proud of as a country?
So one thing is that we do not have milk shortage. It's just that yeah, there is sufficient milk production, so milk shortage is not a problem. It's just that milk affordability could be a problem, milk products affordability, but milk shortage is not a problem. We have
Fantastic.
sufficient milk.
Sufficient milk. And it sounds like you're going to be producing more and more from less cows as things develop.
Yes, we have
I've
to produce that from less cows. That
yeah.
is the challenge. Yeah.
I've got some quick fire questions. So just
Okay.
what comes to the top of your head, if that's okay. Um,
Yes.
so finish this sentence. Milk matters because
Of nutrition that it provides.
one thing you wish everyone understood about dairy.
Uh, it's not easy to milk produce. Yeah, produce milk.
And your proudest moment on the farm so far has been.
To be able to help many other farmers shine in my region.
That's so nice to hear. And one change you want to see for women in dairy. So one thing you want to say to other women in dairy out there.
Reduce drudgery.
It's great. Thank you so much. Have you got anything you want to ask me, Nikki?
Yeah, Sophie, so it was very nice talking to you. So, yeah, I wanted to know if you have any plan to visit India.
Oh, I would love to visit India, and I was such a regret to not come when I went to Sri Lanka. I mean, the reason I went to Sri Lanka was because of their organic, when they became organic overnight. You probably remember.
Yes.
It was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? But I would love to come to India.